Incoming message. Welcome.
Right, so we're back, and this is how she's looking. Oh yeah, okay. So what we need to do now is go back and what's the word I'm looking for? Enhance the colours that we've already put on. So first of all, we'll go into the Incubi Darkness, sorry, and we'll just colour the areas that are going to be in the light.
Program activated.
Trying to build up this blue. And for some reason that black hasn't taken on there, so I'm just going to wash the brush out. So far, these brushes from Wish are quite nice. Also want to run over the insides of that area there. And I'm not going to, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not going to do the drilling out of the gun. I know some people, it's what do you call it, an essential thing, but I don't think it is. I'm not doing display models, I'm doing gaming figures. There, I think everything is near enough. The way I want it to be. It's just a case of picking out details. Okay, so that's the black areas done. I'm going now to the green. We're sticking with the the hell green was it? Oh, here we are. Venom worm. What was it? We'll go back into here and we're adding parts of the green where there's like a raised area. Anything that's towards the light or raised area will get this treatment. You know, the raised parts of a fold, that kind of thing. Oops. And oh yeah. And again, as I said, anything that's you think is going to be hit by light will get this treatment as well as any raised creases. We need to make sure we get the light parts in the appropriate places. I'll be adding more of a light colour, adding more lighter colours to that to bring the highlights out a lot more. But at the moment, this is a bit done. Right, so I'm going to get a finer brush now. And we're going to go into the flesh colour. That's better. I had some, what's the word I'm looking for? A water droplet on the ferrule. So we'll carry on and just pick out the brighter parts of the face. Now the face is not going to be equally lit, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint one side a lot brighter than the other and do it Sorry, I've stopped talking. It's because I'm concentrating on what I'm doing. Yeah, so I'm just going to paint one side slightly paler than the other side. I'm picking out raised areas, but I'm painting quite a bit of the face as well with this, because you see the shape of the face. So if you do it slightly so that one half is in shadow because of the way face's head is positioned, the light I'm thinking is coming down this way, but she's got her head slightly angled over to this side, so you won't see as bright a detail down here. There we are. Next, we're going to take some spaceship exterior. I'm going to give it a good shake. Well, that's gone really beyond the pale. I'm going to have to dry this off a little bit because it's too wet, and if it's too wet it's not going to take the colour properly, is it? So I'll add some of the white there. And I'm going to take some of the Inky by Darkness and some of this colour. I don't want it to be a huge difference in tone. That will do nicely. And we'll come back and start adding this to the mini. As carefully as we can do it. It's not what you call it. It's not an edge highlighting. We're looking towards doing just picking out the detail from, or picking out the highlight areas. And making it stand out just a little bit from the background, so we're not so it's not a really dull looking miniature. We are picking up on highlights that are naturally. We're not creating any form of artificial looking lighting with this, as in edge highlighting, to pick out the extremes of the what's the word I'm looking for? Not the extremes, the being on the edges of blocks that we will be doing later on in this, because it's very angular in some areas, and those areas will need kind of like an edge highlight. Possibly, we'll see how we go with it. But we'll just touch on the areas that we can see at the moment. Again, as I said, there's some areas that will be getting more of this than others. And I'm trying to keep away from the very edges of some areas, because those areas won't be as bright. But any detail you want to pick out with doing this, then do so, because this is a perfect opportunity to do it, make it look a lot more interesting. If you think light is going to hit that part, then that's the part you should paint. Trying to keep away from doing too much with this. But again, adding paint to pick up detail again. Look for the areas that need this colour going on. See that in some areas you'll need it, in others you won't. I'm going to run a little bit along here. Oh yeah. That's the armour done. Next, going away from the armour, and it's the green. In fact, I need to give the brush a bit more of a wash, because the whatchamacallit isn't quite right with it. I'll just keep adding green until it's when you come down to mixing, you mix it so that it looks right to you. If you're happy with it, then fine. That's how it works. Don't take anybody else's opinion on your models to heart, unless of course you're attempting to, you know, get anywhere near display quality. In which case, take all the advice you can get. But I'm not giving advice on display quality minis, because I don't do display quality minis. I do minis that are good enough for the tabletop. And that's all I'm interested in. I'm not interested in displays or anything like that. I'm interested in making my games look much more interesting by having nicely painted minis. But obviously you can go as far, or you can do as much or as little as you want to do when you're painting your minis. I don't forget, when it comes down to painting minis, the base is always counted as well. If you can get a nice, what do you call it, a nice moulded base, then all the better. But if not, then you're going to have to do something nice on the base. Now sometimes the model gives you some ideas of what to do. However, this is set on a space station kind of thing. Oops. So it's not going to be a very textured base, this one. So I'm going to have to think of something else to do. That's enough for that. Obviously, as you saw, the Thinking by Darkness is the most whatchamacallit, is the most tricky area of this, because there's much more of it. Now I'm going into, as you can see, the barbarian flesh with this white colour, and we're going to pick out some more details. There we are. I think that might actually do. I'll just a touch of green into this flesh, because there is quite a bit of green in flesh. You might be surprised to know. And I'm adding this white area. Now then, we do have a slight problem insofar as some of the colour has been changed with the dilution of water on the palette, but I am going to try my best to pick out the raised areas of the hair. It's not going to be a brilliant thing because there's not much detail in this hair. It was actually going to be as close to, well, as best as I can do with it, really. Like I was watching, but she seems to be enjoying it. There we are. And I'll add just a little bit more white into the proceedings. And just pick out a few strands here and there. And that's the best I can do with the hair. It's not looking good, but I'm going to give it another wash in a bit. So I'm going to go back into put some more of this dark stone on the palette. It's not how we want it, but that's better give it a bit more of a shake. Okay, so the dark stone is on the palette. I'm going to pop some more of the I'll use this, the Dimble Brown, onto the palette as well. So I'll put Dimble Brown, a little bit of the Dimble Brown over here, then a touch of the dark stone into it, and a spot of the white, just to make the colour a lot paler. Oops, a little bit too much I think, but we might be able to get away with it. Into the fine detail brush. And here we're going to go over the straps. Straps and belts, we're going to get a coating of this. Also going to go in there with it as well. There we go. Also, if I remember right, I did the gloves in this colour, so we'll do that again. Highlight that a little more. There. So we're just looking, as I say, for straps, gloves, anything that's like a leather. There we go. That will do nicely, I think. I'm going to go back into some of it a little later, just to pick out some areas of difference. But now I want to add some of this white in with some of the dark stone, because bear in mind we had a few bits of this on the mini for highlighting. Well, not for highlighting, but for certain aspects of and we also have the holster with this gun. We'll have these two little packs on the back. This little pack here. I was just making little what's the word I'm looking for? Little marks on it, just to show a little bit of detail, even though you can't actually see properly what it is. I'm going to touch on these things here. And you can't really tell what they are, but they're there, so we're going to give them just a little bit of a highlighting. There we go. Next job. What was I doing for the next? Oh yeah, for the next job I wanted just to get some of the Doombull brown, mixing some of the flesh colour, quite a lot of the flesh colour actually. So I'm just checking the viewfinder to see if he was still in. There we are. And up to a point I would say she was done. But I want to add a little bit more detail to things, and for that I'm going to be using some Saltec green. I'll put that on the palette. Do that. I'm going to get as sharp a point as I can, and I'm going to go and give like an edge highlight. In fact, wow, mixing the Inky by Darkness with that white has made actually Saltec green. There's no difference with that. No, I'm going to leave it how it's at. Right, next job, the base. And for this base, I'm just simply going to go over with white, and I'm going to add a few more bits and pieces going along to that. I'll put a little bit of the Doombull brown down. Spots of the dark stone. The base we're just going to treat as the board game base. Now I may change my mind on this, as up to now this is what I'm doing, but so there's nothing to say that I'm going to carry on with it like that. A little bit of the Saltec green. I don't like it. I don't like it. We'll go into the black.
Program activated.
Also, I just want to go into that white a little bit more. Just to make the edges stand out. There we are. And I think now might be a good idea to coat the base, the top of the base in Nuln Oil. And I'm doing it while it's still wet, as you may have noticed. Well, not that it's still wet, but it's well, hopefully cover up any brush marks and uneven surfaces and tie it up together. There we are. That is Captain What's Her Face Thingamabob Doodah. Erika Dulinsky. No, there isn't like a backstory for her on this. There is in the book, as I recall. That's what we have, and that is her. How I've done it. I tried to keep as close to as I could, but without actually following it accurately. I want to do my own version. Never like to do never like copying somebody else's versions. I always like to do my own. But that is Erika Dulinsky. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Until next time, as always, stay safe, take care, God bless, and bye for now.
Mission complete.